Hello friends, welcome. Friends, the reciprocal tariff from US is the Damocles sword is hanging. April 2nd is the day after April Fool. The 2nd April, right? Everybody is waiting what is going to happen, right? So probably we will negotiate some bilateral agreement with US that may help us is resolve getting out of this circumventing this issue. So friends, I am attempting to do another video to take you through the dashboard as to what items are of focus, especially related with electronics chapter 85. Right? So I'm going to take you through the dashboard. But before I take you through the dashboard, as a software enthusiast who have been using software technology to download such complex data from Ministry of Commerce, which does not provide a CSV file, I'm going to tell you my experience, and you will find that even the AI platform sometimes will fail you and you will not be able to get or circumvent the issues that you face, which are going to be very specific in nature. You will never be able to decode or debug those problems. So friends, what I did was I was sitting and trying to download this data for the new month of December 2024. So I have a script which I write, and the script may not be that efficient because I'm not a software engineer. To be very honestly, I take help of artificial intelligence to write my code, as many of non-software engineers are doing. Even the software engineers are doing the same thing. So when I was running this code, I found that some of the countries from this list used to get messed up or gets dropped inadvertently, or maybe you try multiple times, it used to get dropped. I was not able to figure out what is going on. I tried the code again and I basically consulted all the AI platforms, no avail. Then I simply added this line. I'm going to show you what line I added. Just one simple word, sleep 10 seconds. In middle of the subroutine which was downloading data. That's all I did, and the whole thing started working, but it became slow, which means that there was a server issue on the other side, and these servers may not be static. There are efficiency issues, the network issues, etc., which cannot be solved. So sometimes it becomes very difficult. So having said that, what kind of problems that I face, I'll simply go to the dashboard and let's talk about this. What is that I have in for you, to discuss. So friends, because this is a very heavy code, heavy data, it's like 500 MB running in one single dashboard. I wanted to run this on my website, but I found that it was not working properly. That is why I am using my personal computer to run this code, run this dashboard, which I think is going to be a little faster. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just zoom in a bit so that you can see this. I'm going to use my computer zoom capability, and I'm going to keep zooming it, and I'm going to restrict myself on a certain portion of the dashboard, which let me just zoom a little bit more, right? Little bit more. Okay, and then I'll have my this, so that hopefully that is going to work to the satisfaction of this video. Okay, so that's how to start. Now look at this dashboard. This dashboard that is right in front of you. Let me just do a little bit here. So this dashboard has got what? Let me just close this. This is the various controls. Let me just take my face away here. That will be better. So this dashboard has various controls here. Various controls here, right? And then we have it's like form of a matrix, which we have the HS code and the items listed here and the countries listed here. And this is an aggregation of all the items and all the countries for a chosen financial year. Okay. And this is what? This is for selecting a particular HS code. As soon as you select a particular HS code, you will you will have all the countries lined up in a descending order for that HS code. And this dashboard is pretty complicated. And let me explain. Sometimes it will become extremely slow because there are so much less computing resource I have, and the code has not been structured properly. If I was a software engineer, I would have done a much better job, but Tableau has got certain restriction, and I cannot sacrifice any of the columns here, which will run up to 1,000, because I have to deal with all the countries and I don't know which column will have what item. And let me explain so that you understand what the problem that I faced. The first thing is that how this dashboard works. So you have got two items here, absolute value and value percentage of total. So what the numbers that you are seeing on screen are percentage of total. Means China has, if you look at these items, these are items of a particular HS code, like 857790 other, 9.5 $59 million for the financial year FY24. Okay, out of the total $637.9 billion. Sorry, it is $9.59 billion, right? Of the $673.7 billion of total imports, right, from China of this item other. So this is an electronic item 85, which is component for smartphones. Similarly, personal computer laptop from China is 4.92, right? Like that, you'll see, and when I say 44.03% means out of 9.59, 43.03% actually we import from China. So all our components, virtually 43.03% are imported from China. So if I press on this, then what you can see, the same HS code, which is 851777990, which is here, which will give you a listing of countries here, like after China, from where we are importing those components, like 44.03% from China, 29.01% from Ireland, then we have Hong Kong, then we have Taiwan, and then other countries are negligible. So there are only 4 countries from where the components are. So you can do it for other, like personal computer also. China 77.79%, Singapore 12.61%, Hong Kong 6.18%, Taiwan 1.62%. Like that, you can play with this data, whatever you want. The other thing which actually this does is that whenever you click on a particular cell for a particular country, then the items of that country is going to get arranged, right, in a descending order. Like for example, Russia. So I'm clicking on Russia, and you'll see it will take some time to process, and the Russian imports will get arranged in a descending order here. Now, why these numbers are higher? Because these are percentage of total. Absolute numbers are going to be lower here, and it will be in a descending order. So this gives you a ability to look and do some inspection on the fly, rather than referring many different dashboard and many different charts. You can do it all all in one single chart, though it becomes a little slow. Now let's look at exports, and that's where the story will get unlocked. That what we are doing first, and then we'll come to imports again and see what kind of leverage we have and what kind of restriction that we have on our trade negotiation with US. What opportunities exist and what risks exist. Let's look at exports, and we'll go one by one for US. Let me just go back here and let's look at this item, and let me sort by US, because then every item will get descendingly arranged for this 10 different HS code. You can do multiple. You can actually go and 11, in blocks of 10, you can go up to thousands, depending on how many line items you have. Because I have a control here which says that choose the column rank to start with. That if I choose the next level, it will become 11 here and it will become 20 here. Okay. Now look at, I don't have to do that because it will be too time consuming. Let's only go for the 10 top items, right? So if the 10 top items, if you see here, how many, so out of $77.6 billion of export for FY24. Why I'm choosing FY24? Because FY24 is the complete financial year. FY25 is still not complete because we have still 3 months. The data is out for only December. So we had exported items worth of $77.6 billion to US. Out of which item we have exported the most? Diamond. Again, I am doing it at HS code level because the viewers can pause the video and look at the import duties for these specific items. Because where you have to pull down the duty and how you map this to your import item and see how you are going to get impacted, right? So diamonds, industry diamonds, how much? Of the total $15.94 billion for all the countries, 35.14% we are exporting to US. Now, if I press here, this whole thing will get arranged in a sequential manner for all other countries. Again, this is the same HS code, and you'll see 35.14% for US. Next is Hong Kong, then we Belgium, then we United Arab Emirates, then we Israel, and then Thailand, then Switzerland, and the other countries are negligible, right? So this is diamond. Then smartphones. Let's look at smartphone. US is 35.76%. United Arab Emirates is 16.51%. Netherlands is 7.63%. UK is 7.31%. Italy is 5.12% of the total 15.57%, which is for the financial year FY24. Then Australia, Germany, and Turkey and others. So maximum smartphones goes to US, which is as high as 36%, right? Then we have other, right? Other is 2710191,290. This is 72.71% to US of the total 6.09 billion, right? Then we have got medicinal. Then we have got other medicinal for retail sales. Here 37.89% to US of the $8.59 billion. Then photovoltaic cells modules of the $1.19 billion, 98.52% to US and other countries are negligible. Then shrimp of the $3.59, 48% to US, other countries are negligible, right? Gold stuffed with diamond, 3.92%, 51.69% to US and other countries are up, except United Arab Emirates, other countries are negligible. Anti-cancer drugs, 1.55 billion dollar, out of which 70.32% to US and other countries are negligible. Then we have got this, what is this called? This, I don't know. Okay, whatever it is, this is, the HS code. You can pull out the information by pausing the video. $3.42 billion, of which 26.79% to US and rest of the countries are all spread out. And then vacuum gas oil, right, which is the next item, which is $1.26 billion, out of which how much? $61.33 billion to US and other countries are falling behind. Okay, so this is the exports. Remember, the value is $77.6 billion of export to US. Okay. Now let's look at the chapter 85 items, because chapter 85 items are extremely important for our PLI industry. So you saw that 70, what was the number? Let me just do it again. It will take a little bit time, don't worry, because this, this is a very bulky code, as I told you earlier. So let me just pull this up. The computing table calculation, time elapse. 13 second, 14 second. I'm wasting your time, I know. But let me look at this number, $77.6 billion. So out of which chapter 85 is $11.1 billion, right? Not much. Out of $77.7 billion, 11 point. But this is important because I need to basically see where this chapter 85 items, which is crucial for electronic item, is going to the rest of the world. See here, US smartphone 35.76, which we already saw, and the rest of the countries are falling far behind. Photovoltaic cell, US 98.52, Somalia and other countries, which is negligible. Means all of the photovoltaic cell assembly models are going to US. Electrical inverters, right? 70.59%. Then the chapter 85, parts of other rotating electrical plants, 24.12% going to US. Then others, components of mobile phone. I think that is there, 090. 28.42% going to US, then coming Netherlands, etc. Parts of whatever it is, you just have to, other parts of HDG, 25.73%. Now, why I am doing HS code level? Because even if the descriptions are not clear, HS code can uniquely identify that item. So you can pause the video and have a look for yourself. This is boards of electrical voltage volts for 26.57. Then you have another, right, which is 42.99%. Then we have another item which is 26.35% and rest like that, right? So this is regarding exports to US. Now let's look at imports of chapter 85 item, because our Honorable Minister Piyush Goyalji said that whatever we are importing from China, we should start importing from US. And let's see what is going on right now as far as our US imports are concerned. I am again, these items are again arranged. So US, as far as chapter 85 items are concerned, is false as the import is 9th on the list. See this, 9th on how much items we are importing at chapter 85? Only $2.4 billion for FY24, right? Can you see this? And most of these items that we are importing, we are importing heavily from China. So if I click here and I start assembling China, you can imagine how much we are importing from China as far as chapter 85 is concerned. Compared to 2 billion, we are importing 31.4 billion out of the total 100 billion imports that we are having from China. Can you see this? So here, the issue is that the components 44.03%, monolithic. So let me just do a sorting here. China 44.03%, then comes Ireland, then comes Hong Kong, then comes Taiwan. Then if I select this monolithic integrated circuit and see where Other countries count. China and Hong Kong are all same, right? Then Taiwan 13.35%. Thailand is 12.62%. Ireland is 9.4%. Singapore, Korea, nothing, right? Photovoltaic cell, right? Of the 4.35 billion, China is 65.4%, Vietnam is 21.49%, Malaysia is 5.4%. Then comes the other item, lithium ion, which is China is 77.99%. Then there is one more other. China is 32.66%, right? Then come memories. Look at this. Hong Kong is first. Then we have China, both together, constitute more than 65%, right? More than that, right? Then comes Korea, then Ireland and others. So memory, right? Which we are. Then comes what are the other items? Then comes the photovoltaic cell assembly modules. 55.91%. Smartphones. We are importing smartphones from China. Look at this. $0.1 billion smartphone that we imported. 94.41% we are importing from China. Then comes Netherlands. Then comes United Arab Emirates. Nothing. So let's ask you this question, right? If we levy, if you have a bilateral agreement with US and you bring the duties on smartphone to zero, right? If it is a bilateral agreement, should not be a problem. But let's say tomorrow China says that you need to give me the same treatment that you have given to US as far as smartphone is concerned. And they tell us that, look, we would like your smartphone duties to go down to zero. Then what you are going to do? Will China ask for that, will make that request to India if US forces us to bring down the duties on smartphone because we are making so much exports to US on smartphone? Then our PLI industry is going to get dismantled. It will be broken down completely because even with this high duty of 15%, we are importing almost like 100% of our smartphone from China. Not a single smartphone. Let me just look at US. If you look at US, you have got 0.18 billion out of the, no, not billion, it is 0.18% because these are all percent. So imagine, what is that we are going to import from US? Anyway, friends, this is for the sake of just giving you an idea. When I was exploring this and I was trying to figure out, what leverage that we have, I don't think we have much leverage as far as China is concerned. And if we have to give a similar treatment, what we are going to give to US on our chapter 85 items, we are going to get screwed up. And let me just show you one more item, which is laptops. Chapter 84, personal computer and laptop. This is going to be pretty interesting. We have imported laptop in FY24 worth of $5 billion, out of which $77.69 billion of percentage of laptop we have imported from China. Then comes Singapore, then Hong Kong. So if you add Hong Kong and China together, it is more than 80%, 82%, 83%. So China is such a crucial country for us for all this import of electronic items. What leverage that we have today in India, right? Tell me that we should start importing from US. US does not make all these items at all. We have to import from China. And if China someday put its foot down and says that, look, I want a similar treatment, what we are going to do? I am asking you a very simple question. You have to make your own judgment and response and tell us that, does India have leverage now in the world, and what should we do to create that leverage? The data is right in front of you. This is government data. And I have tried my level best to structure this data in this form so as to give you a sense that where we stand as far as the world, because it is very difficult to manipulate this data otherwise. Even by doing this, I have to run it on my computer, the latest Mac, in order to increase the process. I could not have done it on the server. Friends, I'll just stop here and I will come back with a new, thanks for listening, and I'll come back with a new video next time on this topic or a similar topic in near future, or a new topic depending upon what I see as interesting to cover. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks a lot.